doing great. You know I am. The first thing I'm grateful for today is the weather. It wasn't overly cold, it wasn't overly hot, it wasn't overly windy, it wasn't overly still. It found a perfect happy medium. Second thing I'm grateful for today is freedom. I have the freedom to do whatever I want, anytime I want. I'm not saying I could walk out and buy a yacht right this moment, but I have the freedom to decide that's what I want to do, and then develop a plan that works for me to make that happen. And knowing that that potential is there, is available to me, is mind-boggling when you really meditate on the concept, on what that means for you. It's very freeing. It's the very concept. The third thing that I'm grateful for, without a doubt, is everyone in my life. I can't even begin to accurately or correctly relate all the little things that happen in a day that enrich and brighten my life, about every single person that I interact with. I really don't have anyone that I ever have to deal with that is going to leave me feeling less good than I did when I got there. And I know that that means that if they're making me feel better by their presence, then my presence makes them feel better. So I know that every interaction I have is making not only my own life, but my world better by improving my own community. And so I don't think that there's anything I could be more grateful for than having such a wonderful group of people in my life to be interacting with on a daily basis. Both those here in person and those that I interact with through this miracle of modern communication we call the internet. And I know that I could do so much more to show every single one of you how much I appreciate you. And so I just wanted to make sure that I did that today. And I'm sure I'm going to do it a million times more in the coming years. Today's vlog is not born of premeditation. There's nothing I'd really thought of beforehand for this or prepared. think that it's important in this project that I don't sit down and prepare speeches. I don't make myself sound better than I do. Strange interruptions and stopping of the recording notwithstanding, which requires me to stitch it together. But I want to be as raw as I can when I sit here and I talk to you, because it doesn't really matter how many people are watching this. The potential for anyone who gets on the internet and deciding to look for anything in any of the keywords in any of my videos, there's a chance that they might come across this video, and so it's potentially available to every single person. And I think that a lot of people have really inspired me over the last year with their own personal growth journeys. Two of them that just jump to mind immediately are Denny Morales and Aurora Arsenic. These two are beautiful souls who have, much like the rest of us, been through a lot, and, each have their own pains that they've lived through. But they really faced that pain in a really raw and brave way by just doing these live videos that were on Facebook that were, I think, really powerful, at least for me, and I know a lot of other people I saw commenting. And I really liked the idea of just sitting there and being open and raw on video and putting it out there. I'm not doing it on Facebook Live yet, just because I don't know. I've done a couple live videos, but this project is specifically to build content for this channel, Psionic Designs, because this is what my passion is. It is teaching people through inspiration, inspire them with ideas and art, and bring that together with sacred geometry and esoteric knowledge, ancient wisdom, modern science, all of that brought together. And it can be, because all paradoxes can be resolved. So I really want this to be a space for discussing my own personal growth journey on this path, and kind of talking about some of the ideas I've had of what I'm wanting to do. Like, I do have a live show that I'm wanting to start on Sunday afternoons at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it'll be myself and two guests, and the format will be such that it'll be on YouTube Live. So if you're subscribed to the channel and you get the notifications, you'll get a notification when we go live. And after the show is over, I will publish them through the channel so they can be watched later. But what I will do is I will host the show, and I will bring on two guests. The name of the show is Conscious Communication, and the goal is to discuss consciousness, life, metaphysics, the nature of reality itself from different perspectives in a conscious format that allows for equal expression of all perspectives, and hopefully will foster a new, or maybe not new because I've seen it done before. I'm inspired by Terence McKenna and his trilogues with their names escape me right now, but they were equally genius, each in their own right. But if you do a search, you'll find them. I'll see if I can link to them in the description later. But one of the beautiful things about the format is that it creates this enlightened atmosphere for debate where no one has to attack each other and no one's offended by the words because we all understand each of us have a perspective. And so we're going to clarify opinions versus facts because facts are clarifiable. They are definable. Whereas opinions are just that. They're opinions. And each is valid in that you have it. It doesn't make it true because true refers to a fact. But I think this will really foster an air of that growth of consciousness that was occurring in, the hippie era, where people were getting together and having conversations and debates. And I think that McKenna's debates and those trilogues were kind of the petering out of the hippie era. And I think it's time for this new generation to say, okay, well, there were smart people before us, and there's smart people today. And we're not them because we don't quite agree, because we don't have exactly the same issues, because they did change the world. But they taught us that it's kind of on each generation to keep updating what we're supposed to be doing and what those norms are, and so it's never going to stop changing. And so I don't know what you would call the generation that's in that vibe. I just call them all my spirit tribe. And I got a lot of love for all of you out there. And I think that we can do more than just change the world and right the wrongs. I think that we can stop looking at it from such a dual stance. I think we can change that. We can transcend that state of needing conflict to seeing that there's more than just two ways to do anything or to look at anything, and that if we foster a cultural sense of balancing logic and emotion into a middle path, then everyone improves. And we do that not by making others conform to our idea, we do it by modeling it to them. And I think that it would be beautiful to see more of us opening up and speaking up. And so if you're interested, I am going to put a link to the sign-up instructions in the description for the show Conscious Communication. And if you're interested in getting involved in that idea, I would love it if you would. And if you don't want to be on the show, but you're still interested in it, I think that's great. I'd love it if you shared it with your friends, especially when we're discussing a topic that interests you or that you feel passionate about. There will be live commenting during the shows. So if you do feel passionate about it, but you're not on the show that week, you could still jump on the live comments, and we will have a section at the end of the show where we have taken a few questions from the live chat, and we will cover those in the same format. And I think that's really all I wanted to get into. It's just I'm kind of excited, I have so much to be grateful for. Every day I'm getting a little bit more on way too many book projects at once, but it's working because I'm just bouncing between whichever one I'm inspired to. And so as long as I get a page a day, I don't really care because I'm getting there. And I'm recording these every day. I've got the live show that's starting this Sunday, which is December the 2nd. See, today is the 29th. It's Wednesday. So we've got... okay, I'm not going to be able to figure that out quickly enough. It's December the 3rd. Okay. I was off by one day. December the 3rd at 2 p.m. we will be talking about, the first one will be something more suited to magic and paganism, but I think that it will hold a lot of value for anyone if you want to tune in, and the theme is magical grimoires or grimoires, books of shadows, and the personal traditions surrounding them. And I know that one of my guests for that will be Ian Wise, and I am waiting on the third guest response, and so I will have someone by Sunday. So I look forward to figuring out who that is and seeing all of you there. And until then, I'll see you tomorrow. So for now, I want you to go knowing that you are loved. Oh, so loved. And to remember, have fun. Always.